I just think skanks. That's the first thing that rings my head is skanks. United skanks every time. If it's not VAR, it's a last-minute fucking goal. It's a joke, mate. It really
How are we a skank because we got a last-minute goal?
Yeah, skanky. 2-0 down and you get a last-minute goal. Yeah, 2-all together goal.
Vintage Steven Gerrard. Aguero!
You got to be happier than me, surely.
Delighted. Absolutely delighted. I'll be honest, Chelsea deserved the win. Do think that. They had more chances. But yeah, I'll take a draw all day long.
I didn't think there was much intention there from Spurs, but to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure Mourinho will be going in that dressing room and saying, played absolutely spot on, happy with that, delighted, we've got the point, still top of the league, let's move on.
Yeah.
He knows that was a tough test against a team in form, so...
I mean, first half weren't too bad, second half we didn't have nothing. And 15 minutes from time, I'm thinking more of Bale when he puts on Ben Davies. I think, okay, exactly with a draw.
Yeah. Well, he knows, doesn't he? He's a tactician. He's smart enough to realise that let's just get a point and move on here. We're in a good position. And no one chasing us. It's early in the season still, isn't it? You've got Liverpool second, Chelsea third.
Yeah.
He's done that throughout his whole career, though, hasn't he?
Yes, yeah.
If you can get 4 points off each of your top 6 rivals, that's bloody good. So he thinks, get a draw away, beat him at home.
My only worry with that, Woody, is like on another day, that could have been 1 or 2-0 Chelsea quite easy. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I say lack of intention by Spurs. And for me, if you're title contenders and you want to win the league, I get that he's trying to play it safe, get the point where sometimes you play against a tough team, you accept a point. But in my head as a football player and managing in teams as well, a win is what I'm always going for. There might be a time throughout the game or you have to sort of lick your wounds or whatever, or you say, right, you know what, this is not going to happen here now. We'll change to this, we'll go to that and we'll settle for the point. But in my head, you've always got to want to win the game, surely.
Yeah.
You've got to show intention to think, you know what, Chelsea ain't doing that much here. We're coming up to the fun. They're not having that many chances. They're not worrying us that much. Let's put something else into the mix. Let's bring Bale on. Let's put let's push up.
I expected Bale to come on.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. I
expected him to be brought on, because you weren't struggling, was you? It weren't like you were really under it. No. I expected Bale to come in the last 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That's what Mourinho would have loved. Do you know what I mean? Played in sort of be careful, but nick that one goal.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was so much Mourinho that got the subs wrong. I was waiting for Lampard. I think he left it too late. But I mean, Ziyech should have gone off, and Tammy.
Bad game today, didn't he?
Pulisic and Giroud on the bench. If you'd have started with them, you'd have won that game. Ziyech is amazing, right? But he weren't on it today.
No, he had a bad game, didn't he?
Should have taken him off earlier. Put Giroud on, and I reckon you would have won that game.
You mean, I completely agree with Giroud, because I don't know why he's trying to give him fucking 10 minutes at the end of the game. That's insulting for me. He's better than that. He's way better than that. And Tammy weren't really making anything happen. He had a couple of off chances, but he didn't look like he was going to score. And, how many balls in the box of Reece James and everyone firing in? And every time the ball was in the box, you're like, Giroud would have gotten the end of that.
Yeah. I still say that now at Arsenal. I still say that
when he come on, though, didn't he? Giroud, he proved it when he come on.
Yeah, what's the point, though? 10 minutes to go. They stopped fucking putting balls in the box. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
And again, if Giroud started that game, or even if he came on earlier, that chance he got towards the end of the game, he probably would have lobbed Lloris. But he's still...
Put him on 60 minutes gone or something. You would have known after half time. Gives them a little bit of time, doesn't it? But 60 minutes or so.
I know what he's trying to do. What he's trying to do is say to Tammy, you're my main man now, right? He knows Giroud's not going to be there long. He might even go in January. So he's trying to show the faith with the players that he knows are going to be staying at the club.
Yeah.
But in my mind, Giroud scored a lovely goal the other day. Right, he came on, played well, scored a good goal. You're playing against his old arch rivals, who he still considers to be his nemesis, if you know what I mean, like Tottenham. Because let's face it, he's at Chelsea, but he's an Arsenal lad at heart. He's still so he would have played so much better for me than Tammy in that game. And I think that's where Lampard lacks a little bit of tactical nous, where when you're playing against an old derby you still have that fire, you still have that desire to put one over on him. And I just think Giroud would have been a better option than Tammy today.
He'd have been up for it, wouldn't he?
He would have been, yeah. And I think he probably would have got on the score sheet. He always scores.
Yeah.
If he had come on 60 minutes in, he has a bit of time to actually get comfortable and get a bit of momentum going. 10 minutes for a player like that is just look, I can try my best for the next 10 minutes. Like if you give him a free rein, he might get a goal or two.
Yeah, half an hour would have been perfect for me. At 60 minutes, I was thinking the same thing. Let's get him on. Let's change it. I wasn't necessarily bothered about Ziyech. I don't think. I know you say he had a bad game, but I didn't really notice him having a bad game. He still put some really good balls into the box. You know, he still linked up nicely with a passing, but he wasn't on it, if you know what I mean. So I would have put Havertz on earlier as well. I think he's a magician. I think he could have opened up a few doors. I mean, Pulisic, definitely good options, but I think, like Kenny said, he left it too late.
Yeah. Not bad options from the bench, though, are they?
No, they're not. And it is good to see that. You know, once we've got a fully fit squad, which is we're basically there now, you know, you can take your pick for them lads that are on the bench. I mean, I've been cunting Dyer off something rotten, but he had quite a good game today, I thought.
Yeah.
Rodon was it Rodon?
Why do they call him Rodon? How do you spell his name?
I don't know. I don't really...
Rondon, it's spelled.
It's Rondon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why? I noticed the commentators were doing that. I'm like, why are they saying Roland or Roland? What are they?
Yeah, it's silence.
Rondon in it.
The other geezer that played up front for Baggies, whatever it was. Rondon. Rondon. Why are they calling
Rondon, that's the one that played for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Rodon.
Yeah.
Rodon.
I thought he played a white today, first game.
Yeah.
I thought he played a white. Could have done better, but couldn't. It weren't too bad.
No, he got lucky with that one. Giroud fell to Giroud. As soon as he fucked it, I thought yes, and it just dropped. And he tried to lob him. I was like, "Put your foot through that."
I was just about to say he got lucky that Giroud weren't starting. Giroud would have fucked him about all game.
I bet you would have fucking been screwed if we'd have scored that goal at the end. I think Zuma
give it away. Oh my god,
that's 3-2 as well.
That's what's crazy about football, right? You can have nearly all the fucking game, and you give away one stupid ball like that. And it's fucked you up. And in the Premier League, it's very rare that someone doesn't punish you for a mistake like that.
Oh, that'd have been the icing on the table.
Spurs punished us last week for that. You know, like leaving. Spurs punished us last week on 2 mistakes. You know, so like, I'm actually disappointed in Spurs because they beat us this week or last week, and now they can't beat Chelsea.
Yeah, to be fair, Paul, we beat you 2-0.
Fuck me.
We beat 2-0 last week.
That was a shame for Zuma today because I'd say, other than who did get man of the match in that game, by the way?
I don't know. I didn't see man of the match, to be honest.
Have a look. I'll see if it says. Did it say on?
I know you had a lot of the ball and stuff, but I'd say I was impressed with Zuma today. I really like him as a centre back. I think he's come on well. I can't see anyone coming back and push him out.
And Dembele, he got the. Yeah.
You know, that's not warranted for me, but he did actually have a thing. He had some good feet today. He showed like little glimpses of what he used to do. Was it for Lyon or Marseille, wherever he played for?
Yeah.
Poor Tammy got 5 out of 10. Wow.
I wouldn't say it was lackluster. I don't know. It just lacked that derby feel to it today, don't you think? Then it was a little bit like.
We're both a bit scared, I thought.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if we were just. It just felt like the chemistry weren't there for us today. Like we were trying to make stuff happen, but it just weren't happening. I don't feel it was because Spurs were playing exceptional or doing anything quality. It was just, again, it was the old Arsenal thing. We sort of run out of ideas. Tottenham just sat back. Most of the game, you was in your own half.
Yeah.
And you just had a really good structure and it was like, yeah, we'll just keep doing this then. We'll get the draw. And we just couldn't break it down.
That's what we normally do that. And we look sharper when we go counter-attack, but we didn't today. So I think we both stopped each other doing what we normally do.
Both teams cancel each other out, really. I think each Spurs got the best defence in the league, haven't they, at the moment?
Yeah. Best defence in the league, yeah.
And Chelsea are best attacking side, so...
And they've got the second best defence in the league. Well. Chelsea have got the second best defence in the league as well.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean...
I thought Silva had another good game today.
Yeah. Yeah, he played well. Yeah.
Star man for you, Dean, Tottenham? Go on, say Ledley King or something.
I don't know. Eric Dyer, Højbjerg, someone like that.
Hugo Lloris, mate, for that Mount save, surely.
Yeah, was good.
A fucking save, that was.
Man.
Yeah, it was a great save, to be fair. But then they won in the first half weren't as good as that. But Sergio, wasn't it? Mendy got down to a good little save, but it weren't as good as Hugo, though.
You're a bit worried, you know. Every time you played one of the bigger sides now, you still haven't picked up any points. In fact, I don't think you scored against any of the big ones.
Is that Chelsea?
Chelsea, yeah.
I don't know. It is a bit of a a weird one. I do think it'd be all right. Like, today I see it as a little blip, if you know what I mean, because I felt like we should have won that game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm just happy we didn't lose.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? If you lose, it gives Tottenham more momentum. If you win again, it gives you momentum. But if you're not gonna win, you better not lose. You know what I mean? And you're still in the race for the top.
Yeah, we're still there. I think it'd be all right. No, a draw at home against Spurs, who are top of the league. It's not a bad result, but you know, I look at the chances we've had. We probably should have won that game. Like
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Should have won that.
You have a bit more belief now as well, Dane, because last week you were saying you're definitely going to get battered by Chelsea, or is this just another one of your things?
I don't know. I think next week we've got Arsenal. I think we will beat them, to be honest. And it's Sunday game, by the way.
Where is that at, Dino?
At Tottenham. Tottenham.
Kev, it doesn't matter where it's at the moment, does it?
It don't matter, yeah.
Arsenal, home or away, it's the same shit. So
Well, they'll have 2,000 fans, won't they?
what?
Yeah, 2,000 fans at Tottenham Arsenal, yeah.
Arsenal haven't got 2,000 fans. What are you talking about?
It's only home fans, though, isn't it? Only home fans.
Yeah, apparently you can't cheer or anything like that. You can't.
Yeah, why is the point of that?
Oh.
You can't cheer.
You're not allowed to breathe. You can be there, but you can't breathe or anything like that.
Hang on, what are 2,000 Arsenal fans going to be fucking cheering about?
Oh, mate, it's quiet when there's 50,000 of them, so I wouldn't worry about two.
Honestly, they're fucking lucky there's no fans in the stadium the way they're playing.
Yeah.
Like I think that could change the dynamic too as well. Like even having fans there and having some accountability, because like you see the way the league is going, like with the unpredictability. I think the fans kind of bring a bit of like accountability for like the players on the field.
You're right in what you're saying. Honestly, man, that's 100% right. But I don't think that's the case at Arsenal, because Arsenal fans have been getting on Xhaka's back for the last 3 years. Yet he's still fucking starting every week. So they don't listen to us anyway, man. What difference does it make?
It's because you're too quiet, Kenny. You all right, buddy?
Okay, Kenny.
So that brings us on. I'll tell you what,
Is it finished, is it?
having no fans there, though, it's doing wonders for Mendy, because he scored his first goal for you, didn't he? And he's fucking dog shit, Paul.
Well, I'll tell you, just having
Arsenal game's finished.
yeah, it's finished.
Good effort. Good
Well
effort,
done.
boys. Fucking great.
Yeah, well, like having Mendy score is handy out, like, you know, but his confidence needed it. I think ever since he's come back from being injured, he's just not been happy in himself. You could see he every time he loses the ball, he gets frustrated to the point of like, I'm just kind of going like, he had enough of a break. He has to prove himself now.
I watched your highlights to the goals in that first goal. That was like the old City for me. That was just pass, bang, clean finish. Really nice.
Mahrez totally ripped them apart, and like with Mahrez, like you can either have one of the best footballers in the league, or someone who's just really going to frustrate you. Like I'm thankful he's getting back to scoring multiple goals a game, because we really lacked it. Every game that we've played, like it's been kind of there's not been the killer instinct to actually score. And we do score a lot against Burnley, don't get me wrong. We just seem to like the scoreline of 5-0 against Burnley the last few seasons as well.
That's ridiculous, isn't it, that record? Isn't that 3-4 times in a row now?
4 times in a row, yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? That is mad.
I mean, you say about the killer instinct. To be fair, I think it's the exact opposite is why City play why they play. It's a complete unselfishness of your players. Like I watched the Man United game, watching Rashford going through and having a clear opportunity to square the ball to Cavani for an easy goal, and he tries lashing at it and he don't score.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at Foden yesterday, he could take the shot on, but he's always looking for that better option. And I think that's where City really started to get, when they really started to get good, it's because complete unselfish players. Everyone's always looking for the best option and not looking for themselves or their own stats. You see what I'm saying? They're not like, oh, I need to get another goal. Oh, I haven't scored for 3 games. It's always like, I haven't scored for 3 games. but he's square and he's in a better position, I'll give the ball to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it like with Gabriel Jesus. Like, he is a striker, but he's gotten more assists than goals this season. And it like the passing we do, it works in our favor if we kind of work together to get a goal, rather than have like this glimpse of like class from a player who's just going, look, I'm going for it. And you do see it occasionally with like Vincent Kompany's goal against Leicester. You know, like, he just
I don't remember that one, Paul. Sorry, man, I don't remember that one.
Hang on.
So like, but I think the game against Burnley just completely was just like what we should have been playing the entire season.
I'll just say one thing. Look at Kenny. He looked distraught. He just looked like he got no will to live.
I said I'll bring a bit of positivity in before we get to Kenny, like, you know.
Yeah.
No, but I think you look like the old City. Reminded me of the old City watching you play. I know it was only Burnley, and to be fair, a lot of people have been spanking Burnley, but at the same time,
Hey, fuck off.
I think defensively we looked very good. I think John Stones is fighting for his place, and it showed. Like he put in like a great performance. I think even man of the match performance, you know. But I think Mendy getting on the scoreline, Kyle Walker having an assist. It's just showing like the defense is there.
so him having a good game. Obviously, it's against Burnley. That's why he's played him.
Yeah.
So does he get in a starting lineup the next game? He's not the preferred partnership, so
I honestly think he might. Laporte has been a bit like he's played a lot of games too. But I honestly think maybe he might take off Diaz and put Laporte and Stones together.
Stones seems to be like forgotten man, Paul.
Yeah, well, like I've been critical of him the last few seasons, but the last game against Burnley, he just looked like he was fighting for his position. He was vocal. He was on it with the tackles. His tackles were perfectly timed. He just didn't set a foot wrong, I think.
I'll take John Stone. I think United would take him and Arsenal.
I think sometimes it's good to have someone come in from the cold, if you know what I mean, and put in a good performance and then be shown that there's always a way or a path back into that first team setup. Because otherwise you've got fringe players that just think they're never going to get a game. That's why I think you should have played Giroud. You should have played Giroud today. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you don't have John Stones at United?
No.
He'd be a better defender. What are you talking about, Kev?
No, don't like it. I don't think he's good enough.
Fucking hell.
Lindelof.
No, I don't think he's good enough. We'll get on to Lindelof, but I don't think John Stone's good enough. He makes too many mistakes.
Maguire.
No. Maguire.
Well, Maguire was fine today. Don't you start Maguire?
Today, he's a mistake waiting to happen.
Yeah. What, and John Stone's not made mistakes?
A bit like Kenny. He's a mistake waiting to happen, isn't he?
He's won Premier League, so like you can't go wrong with that either. Like,
yeah, he has won. Kenny, not Kenny. Kevin, how many players in your team have won Premier League?
Yeah, isn't it? Just
I start this shit because I'm out of this equation.
It's just
and he's shit as well. The guy looking for excuses to get off that pitch today. What a fucking cheeky little.
He looked fuck. Like after that happened, he literally was like, "Oh, what can I do? What can I do? Let me do this." And it was like, "You need to come off."
I need to come off because I know we're going to lose, and I'm fucked.
He was rattled. He was rattled after the 2 goals.
Yeah, he was like.
That was embarrassing. That was like watching a kids' game. You see something, and you just know that kid's looking for an excuse to think, "I don't fancy this now," and I could just see it. I thought he's going to come off. Definitely.
Yeah, once they scored that, and he laid down there because I thought they were saying, "Oh, his shoulder," and I was like, "He didn't touch his shoulder. It was his leg that hit the post," and I was like. Right, so I was like thinking, well, you should have got it. And then I was like looking at, because they showed the replay. I'll take it we talk about Man United game now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
We just slid into Man United, yeah.
Hey, this is beautiful. The transition's perfect. Let's keep up this momentum. We'll be done in 20 minutes.
Yeah, when they scored that goal, I was a bit like, where the fuck was Lindelof? Because I was like, I saw Tellys and who was it? Someone else sort of looked back. But I looked at the position of Lindelof and I was like, he's like nowhere near. And I'm thinking, right, central defenders are like the main two that sit in the middle. But Lindelof just was having a little wander around on the penalty spot for some reason with no one. And I was a bit like that. But to be fair, I was glad that De Gea come off because I actually think they would have done it and more. And I think he was rattled. I've never seen that. Like, you haven't seen that for a long time, have you? Where a goalkeeper just looks rattled like that.
I've seen De Gea do that a few times. I'm not trying to stick the knife in there, but I've seen him do that a few times when he's had a bad game.
But he looked like he wanted to come off today. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was.
Well, that's a blessing as well, though, Kev. Definite blessing because Henderson's a great goalkeeper, and the fact that he's in there now and he looked confident straight away.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Ollie will go. Do you know what? I'll give you a chance then.
He needs to. I don't see why he shouldn't. Like, at the end of the day, give him a chance now because, you know, and the same with Cavani. I think Cavani.
You know what, Kev? Do you know what? Man United pissed me off today, right?
Yeah.
They always piss me off anyway when they get a last minute.
It's a team agreeing with Kenny straight away. Go, yes, Kenny. Kenny's going to speak. Kenny's going to say something, right? Come on, then.
Right, the reason they pissed me off is because Solskjaer got away with one today because he played the same fucking formation and tactics that he did when it didn't work a few weeks ago with no width, fucking 10 central midfielders on, right? It's a fucking joke. And he made the sub to bring Cavani on, who got the 2 goals and won the game. Yeah. I think that covers over the cracks today. I think Solskjaer gets away with one.
This is my thing. Like, he will, like, obviously I want him to be successful in that, but I don't think personally he will. I think this is my thing. Like, I don't take like say, oh yeah, great, let's see, we want to mash around. I don't take any game because it's never consistent, and there's no consistent way of playing. Like today, when we first saw the team, I think Paul commented on it. It's like, well, there's no wings. Like, there's nothing on the wing, and at first it looked all right, but then as the game went on, it looked a bit, you know, unbalanced, and it was
you saw that fail a few weeks ago. Yeah. Why the fuck would he revert back to that style of that formation? I saw it. I was like, is this geezer for real?
Yeah.
And then you went 2-0 down, and I was like, see, it's obvious. And then you fucking Southampton didn't want to play second half for whatever reason, and
no, that's the thing.
Done well, and
they basically threw the towel.
I'll tell you what pisses me off the most. Yeah, United have been shocking this year. We can all not agree to that. They've been shocking, haven't they?
Yeah, but you know, 3 points and we're
you look at the table, they've got a game in hand. They win that game in hand. They're 2 points behind top of the league.
Yeah.
2 points behind top.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, because it's Man United though.
It's just cheap.
It's Man United. It's more talk. It's more talkative. If it's like Arsenal, no one's really talking about Arsenal where they are.
14th.
Yeah, but no one's really saying that. If that was Man United, it'd be more where Man United are.
Do you know what? I look at that team sheet though. Like, even though you say about Man United got away one, I look at the team sheet, and sometimes managers will do that deliberately to make other people use their tactics against you. So another manager looking at it's going to go, they're playing all through the middle. Great, we'll just stretch it wide, and that might play into him because he might be thinking if they're going to do this, as soon as they see what setup I'm doing, they're going to do this, and we'll do this. So when they move to this formation, we'll go wide and we'll do that. Where did Southampton's goals come from?
Set pieces.
So it wasn't to do with the width for the game that he fucked up tactically. It was to do with Rashford shoddy marking.
I think our play lost a bit with that. I think Donny was really good. I liked obviously that he played, was it Champions League where he played like sort of like sitting like sort of sat back, but today obviously he was a bit further up and I really liked it. Fred did, I think with Fred, do you know, he does his job, even though it's not like it's £50 million player. You can't forget that. He does his job. Do you know what I mean? He breaks out. Fred's not a defensive midfielder that's just going to sit there. He's a player that just breaks up play, gives it to someone else. And do you know what I mean? That's his thing. But
do you know what I've noticed about Fred? Do you know what I've noticed? When he first came to you, he took way too many touches on the ball, wanted way too much time, and he'd always get caught on the ball.
Yeah.
You notice the way he plays now. Like, notice the last 5 or 6 games he's played.
He don't hold it very long.
He's one touch.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of the time, he's just bang pass, bang pass. And he's obviously been coached and said, you haven't got this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's go. Shut up, Dean. I can see that, you fucking prick.
You have, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I think. I actually think though, like now that I've got used to it, like because obviously I'm always a bit like that. But to be fair, he does his job. Like he does his job, and like you say, his play now is so different to when he was first there. He was trying to run around with the ball, then he'd go back on himself and he'd lose the ball, and obviously but now he literally is one pass and gone. But I actually, Rashford is frustrating because I think, like you say, there is a lot of times. There's a lot of times that Rashford could pass the ball when he's near. I mean, like today with Cavani, but there was a couple other shots I think today that he had that he could have passed it, and he just, I don't know. I think he does it too much. I don't mind if Fernandes does it because Fernandes can shoot. You know,
I think Bruno's a bit different though because Bruno does actually look for a better. He's always looking.
Yeah.
For
100%. Yeah.
And if it's not there, he's clever enough in that split second half the time. It's not there. He'll have a dig.
Yeah.
Boys, hang on. Can I butt in a minute?
Terrible. Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
Hang on, listen. I've got some breaking news.
Go on.
7:40 on Friday. Leighton All Stars versus Young Boys. You in?
Yes. In.
What are you in?
Is it happening this Friday?
This Friday, yeah. 7:40.
Yeah, I'm in.
Lovely.
You have spectators.
Yeah, 5 meters apart. And only if you're
2,000.
2,000.
Only
I'll get a
2,000.
ticket in now.
That is breaking news as well, that.
Need a defensive midfielder.
Hey!
Oh, fine. Get him over.
That's it. Like I'll get a private flight there just to get the transfer fee of 3 pints of Guinness there ready for
Close the
me.
chest in. Just chest it down.
Where is it?
Van Dijk.
Is it? What, on the Astro?
Van Dijk, the home of football. Fuck. So yeah. So what was we saying anyway? Rashford, dog shit. His awareness is terrible. He don't see what's around him. He's just always fixates on. I know it's personal. It's always personal with him. If you look at the best players, the best players always scan and always see what the better option is, unless they're so fucking good that they can score every time.
I think the thing is he's got to learn to because the thing is hopefully if Cavani plays, I think Cavani should start our next game.
Definitely.
He's got Cavani's going to be there and he's going to be in better position because his positional play is fantastic. I mean, his build-up play. I mean, he gets in with tackles, comes back, but do you know what? He's not like he's stuck down near the halfway line. He's back up there, like ready for the ball again. Do
you know what? Two of the best players I would say that I've watched football, and in my time, the two best players for movement are Falcao and Cavani. I've watched their movement, and to be fair, Muller as well, because I watched Muller and their movement. That's why they get so many goals. Their movement is so good; it's unreal. Like it's 1, 2, 3 stage movements to then go onto a fourth to score a goal.
Yeah,
you know, Rashford.
Honestly, thought you was going to say me then, Wood.
Huh?
Honestly, thought you was going to say me then.
Yeah, no, I was close. You're fourth, Kenny. Sorry. But no, it's like, how are you not watching that geezer and learning something from him?
Yeah.
You know, you need to take everything you can from that pro.
He's just, I mean, I was pleased. I mean, I was quite happy when we signed him anyway, but I think he's different. I mean, we ain't got strike. I know N'Golo is there, but, you know, Cavani is class and he's proving his class. And I think, like you say, Rashford should be looking at him thinking he's there. I mean, hopefully he can turn around and say, you need to fucking give me the ball, because obviously Fernandes likes to tell people, give me the fucking ball or move into a place and I'll give it. So, you know, but no, I was quite pleased with it. I mean, we was terrible. I don't think we was all right at first in the first half, but I think, you know, obviously we sort of got a bit confused. Lindelof annoyed me getting lost quite a few times. I think Tellez was good. I liked him. He's very attacking, but he don't get lost, lose his position a lot, which I quite liked. Maguire was all right. Didn't make any mistakes, but Lindelof, he does my head in. He's not good enough.
I know you've got to be happy with that result today, because don't get me wrong, anyone that's 2-0 down, but it's the sort of football you're playing is so uninspiring. That's what I just look at United and think, great result, fair play. You actually, on account of it, you did actually deserve to probably win the game.
Yeah.
But it's the football is so poor. It's like, it's not.
I'm not being funny. The worst thing is, you look at the players we've got. You think we've got fucking Cavani, we've got Fernandes, we've got Donny. Like, do you mean those sort of players? We should be like, that looks pretty good. And you watch it. I mean, I know Cavani looked pretty good, but we should. I mean, I don't really know what his idea of our play is because it's only. I'm not being funny. It's only. What do you call it? Martial that was out today. Obviously, I know Pogba's out, but where Pogba would have been, he would have been in the middle. You know, I don't know. I just
The other eight central midfielders.
midfielders, like, you know, that's the thing. Like the layout today was just too narrow. Like I was looking at it, so like you have Rashford and Greenwood up front, and then there's no width other than the
Telly's was the left. He was our, and Donny was obviously doing that as well a bit, but
there's huge gaps there that you could see. For the like it was crazy. I thought.
Yeah.
Naive.
Watching the game, I didn't feel that they were getting exposed down the wings watching the game. I mean, I don't know about you. I didn't thinking the width was
really feel like he was getting exposed. We just didn't. I don't know. It was really weird how our play was. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't think it's about you getting exposed. It's about you not having the ball for long periods of time.
No.
You can't spread the play and go side to side and come back and try and open up. It's very directed through the middle, and if it does go out wide, you see Wan-Bissaka sort of halfway through their half, and there's nothing going on in front of him.
You know what? That's what I thought. Anyway. That's what I thought his tactic was. I thought his tactic was Wan-Bissaka and Telles were going to be obviously playing a lot further up than what the team sheet looks like, and you're going to have Matic dropping in.
Yeah,
that just made sense to me because then I thought he's still got three in the middle because Bruno dropped. You know what I mean? It's still going to work like that.
Yeah,
but just when you look at it on paper, I mean, if he'd have put them up as wing backs, it might have looked slightly better. Do you know what I mean?
I think the only way that works, though, Wood, I think it's a good tactic to have, but the only way that works is if you're two centre-backs. So when Matic drops in between them, your two centre-backs can go out and cover the full-backs. They've got to have a bit of pace about them. I don't think Maguire or Lindelof can do that job.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. It was all right. You know, it was good to come back from 2-0 down. I mean, James Ward-Prowse, it doesn't surprise me. I'm not being funny. He's pretty good at doing those free kicks, and let's be honest. But it was just a stupid foul by Fred, to be fair, that give it away. But yeah, it was all right. It was a win. We're not that far off in the league, are we? So
who you got next week, Kev?
Let's have a quick look.
West Ham next.
Isaiah, we've got. That's all right.
West Ham.
I ain't bothered by West Ham.
You should beat them, shouldn't you?
We'll beat them.
That's a handy one. Like, I'd say.
You must be loving it, Kev. Let's be honest.
Not really.
Down.
It's all right. I'm glad we're not like down the bottom, still down there. But like Willie said, it's not.
You need performances, don't you?
It's those players you want. I know, obviously, if you had a chance of a trophy or to play well, you're going to pick the trophy.
Yeah.
But you still, I'm not being funny. You want to see I'm not being funny. I want to see Fernandes doing all these, these long range shots that he used to do for Porto and stuff like that. Not Porto, bloody Sporting, and Cavani getting headers and doing all that. So, but time will tell. But yeah, we'll beat West Ham. That'll be 3-0, I reckon.
Kenny, do me a favour.
Go on, mate.
Definitely edit what he just said then. We'll beat West Ham. We'll beat West Ham 3-0, I reckon. I'm going to crack up. You get beat 3-0 by West Ham. That's going on the front of Top Boys next week.
Darling Kenny, I'm gagging for this.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Joey? You must be pissed off this week. What do you want to know, Dean? Talk to me, mate.
How you feeling right now?
Hey, how you feeling right now? Because obviously, the last 3 weeks you've lost every game, you know.
Lazzy. Oh.
Did you pay for it, Kenny?
You know I fucking did.
I told you not to fucking pay. You said, and I was like, don't fucking pay for it. Every time you pay, you fucking lose.
I know. Why am I paying for a game when I know Xhaka and fucking Ceballos are going to start in midfield? Why am I paying for that? To be fair, though, it was a package deal, and I knew I'd get to see all the games today.
Good deal, that.
I quite enjoyed the other games. They were all right. It wasn't a complete waste of money.
Wolves were more on top, weren't they? They looked a better team to me when I watched it.
Yeah, they were the better team. Yeah,
that Neto's decent, isn't he? Why has no one gone in for him yet?
They did. Wolves did. They bought him.
No, he's someone big, man. He's proper decent, that Neto.
Yeah, but Wolves are Europa fucking League team, aren't they?
After a while.
I think it might be because his name is the same as a German supermarket as well, so people probably don't like that.
Snobs.
Neto, fuck off, I ain't having him.
Yeah, but they'll drive an Audi.
Yeah, but that's class, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's...
What is going on, Kenny? Eh? What is going on?
It's just, the players ain't there, man. The players ain't there. Like,
How did
I've
Saka
never
play
seen
today?
you happier than when we lose a game of football, Dean, by the way.
How did Saka play today, Ken?
He's all right.
He
I
seems
mean,
to be your only decent player of late.
yeah, but not really. I saw a couple of occasions where the ball went out wide to him and he had some space to run into, and he turns around like every other cunt in the team and goes backwards and sideways, and
Bottled it.
then we give it to Xhaka or Ceballos, they lose the ball in the middle of the pitch, and then the defenders are up against it again. And that's exactly the same thing that was happening before.
So where's the mistake? How do you turn it around? What's he doing wrong?
There's 2
The
shots on target.
Is it the
All
manager? Is it the style of play? What is it?
I think that because you don't see anyone that's got any cutting edge, like any sort of like Saka, Aubameyang, William when he was at Chelsea, you used to see them that you give them half a yard, they'll have you beat. And I haven't seen one of them do it once this season. And I think that they're really, the training sessions can't be too intense. I think they're sort of standing around talking tactics, talking about defensive shape and structure and all that bullshit that we keep talking about. I think that's what they focus on. I think they spend most of the time in the fucking classroom. Honestly, I do. And the defending's got better to an extent, but when the central midfield are doing what they're doing, you're going to get exposed at the back eventually. Do you know what I mean? There's only so much Gabriel and Tierney can do. Eventually.
So who is that down to? Is that down to Arteta to change it, or is it down to having better players in those positions? If you had world-class players in those positions, do you think it would be a different, or do you think actually the tactics ain't right for this?
No, I think that's exactly it. Because you look, when we beat United at Old Trafford, we had Partey and El Neni in there, and it was the first time they played together. It was one of Partey's first games. El Neni hadn't been back long, but it was something different to Xhaka and Ceballos. And I mean, I haven't seen anything good come out. Xhaka and Ceballos, sometimes they get back into the right shape and stuff like that. But going forward or creating and
they're not good enough, are they? They're not good enough.
No, they're not. No, they're not good enough.
That is the
you can't
problem.
blame Arteta. You can't blame Arteta. He needs time. He brought in Partey. He's dragged down Nenny back in, and he's trying to get him in the side. El Nenny's not fucking amazing footballer either, but he's a shite sight better than them fucking two. I'll tell you that.
So why was he not playing today?
Hey,
why was El Neni not playing today?
Yeah, COVID, didn't he? So he was out for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I know that old fucking chestnut. So he was on the bench. I mean, he will be back. I'll tell you, him and Partey ain't going to start against Tottenham next week. It will be, unless they maybe get half a run out in the Europa League. But it's going to be Xhaka and Ceballos, and I ain't watching any two cunts.
You'll be proper defensive against Arsenal.
That's going to be worrying. That's going to be worrying because they will be hot on that. You know they will against Højbjerg and bloody Sissoko.
Sissoko and that, they're going to. Yeah, honestly, I'm not up for that.
Way too physical for you.
Way too physical, Wood.
I haven't missed a game of football in years and years. I can't actually remember last time I missed it. I cancel everything to watch Arsenal play, right? I'm seriously considering giving that one a fucking miss. I'll keep an eye on it, a live score, but it's not doing my heart any good watching Arsenal. And when you play against Tottenham, like I can't have that. I can't have the lack of hunger in midfield, because like you said, they're going to be hot on it. Tottenham are going to be fucking us all over the place, and we ain't going to have an answer for it. There's not a player in that side other than Gabriel and Tierney that can stand up to it.
Jose won't certainly be sitting back then, will he?
That'd be Arsenal sitting back.
You know what? That's exactly what I was going to say. I think you're going to see the two sides of Tottenham. Today was that we're happy to get a point here. We've come for the point, whatever. Yeah. Good. I think next week you're going to see an attack in Tottenham.
100%.
Apart. Because you know what he's like? He does love the immediate derbies. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like the ones that are the most important, he does go for.
But I think if Arsenal do win it, that could change the momentum. Like they believe they can do anything when they win against a local rival as well. Like
I know anything can happen, Paul, but I actually do not think that can. I think there's more chance of fucking aliens landing on this planet than.
I'll say the same thing that I said to you at the start of the season. If I had a back four of me, Woody, you, and Steve, and we got William, Aubameyang, and Saka coming at
We'd
us,
get
I wouldn't
roasted,
be scared. I would not be scared. I
Mate,
wouldn't.
we
Whereas
would,
Chelsea, you got Werner, you got
we
people
would
like
get torn a
Tottenham,
new one.
Kane, fucking
Dean. What are you
Rashford
talking
at
about?
United. What?
They're fucking world-class players, man. I know.
Woody, they're not world-class players,
I
mate.
know
Look at them today.
I know we say
Look
they're
at them
shit and
today.
this,
I
that,
would man
and
Mark
that.
Bamiyang, yeah? You would man Mark William. Easy. We'd not get past you.
What
Like
do you mean
Saka,
easy?
Kenny would have Saka for breakfast.
Listen, William would skin me for pace and
wouldn't.
skill
Of
every
course
single
he
time
wouldn't.
he's got the ball.
Woody, you're going to give him a yard of fucking space, aren't you? You're not going to be thick and go diving in, are you?
Dean, I could
Listen,
give him
they
10
look
yards,
shit.
he would still run.
Woody, come on.
You're
Yeah,
seeing them
I-
play shit because they're playing against fucking defenders that train and play and eat healthy and everything like that. Not fucking three cunts like us sit around doing fuck all with their
I'm
lives.
saying, as
We just
a
got
back
3
four,
splits,
I
had
would
2
rather
sloppy
play against
against us.
Aubameyang and players like that than rather Kane or Rashford for United or Werner and that for Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? It's just not. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
They're not playing
I
well.
don't agree, is it?
I mean, Dean, I think the players going forward, at least at Arsenal, bar maybe Lacazette, I think maybe his fucking time at Arsenal's run its course. But I think with Aubameyang, Willian, Martinelli, Saka, Pepe, if he can, I think ability-wise, they are good enough. They're just not. They're not fucking. Maybe, like I said, the training's not intensive enough, or we're not. I don't know what it is. Something's not right.
It's quite
But
slow, your play.
ability-wise, they are good enough.
I feel like he's taken the Man City mould and he likes to build everything. Whereas Arsenal have long been a team where they're fast. You know what I mean? They get up the pitch quickly. They've got them counter-attack players. And I feel like you've got a few of them, but I don't feel like you're using them at all. The pace of the game is so slow, they can't get a chance to save their life.
I think another thing with Arteta, he kind of learned his trade with a team that was sculpted for Pep Guardiola. You know, like
he made that team. Oh, Arteta made that fucking team. Not the other way around, yeah?
He was pulling the
They're
strings.
in class though, in players though, innit?
But like,
Yeah, that's it. It's class players.
he had the squad there, and it was molded for a certain manager. And then when he gets promoted into being a full-time manager in Arsenal, he's just going, okay, I have this team that I've inherited, as well as kind of figuring out how to actually work with a team to kind of like motivate them as well, because he's new.
Well, do you think when him and Pep were at City together, do you think if you had, so say you had Aguero, Mahrez and Sterling, or De Bruyne, whatever going forward, do you think if you had Xhaka and Ceballos behind them that you'd get the best out of them 3 players?
No.
You're not going to get the best out of them because them two can't. They're giving the ball away all the time, or they're not putting it through. Like they've stopped making runs at Arsenal.
You know what Pep would have done? Pep would have had Xhaka and Ceballos, and then had 2 more directly behind him. Literally standing right behind him because he knows.
Fernandinho would have been sat behind him.
Not even footballers, just 2 blokes running around shouting at them.
Kenny, I think if they're good enough, then they will get away with it. Yeah, because we ain't got the best in the mid. Sissoko's not really that good on the ball, and Højbjerg, he's decent. But
fuck off! Don't try and compare him to
Sissoko's
Xhaka.
crap on the ball, Kenny. Sissoko can't play a ball.
But he does his job though, Dean.
Good luck getting around him.
Sissoko can dribble, Dean. He can fucking skin. I've seen him dribble.
Yeah, you won't get past him. Yeah, I'll give you
4
that.
or 5 people.
You will never get past him.
He'd never get past me. He could start up himself
Like
fast.
match the last few games.
Yeah, but it's Partey though. When Partey's back in, he won't get past him. We are so.
Yeah, but he can't do it all on his own though, can he? That's the problem.
Well, if Paul puts his name in a hat, maybe he could partner Partey.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? Think about it. All right, we've got 1 more left, haven't we? We've got 12 minutes.
No, we ain't finished here, have we?
Is that right?
Kenny, come
Fairly,
on.
mate. Got some food poisoning or something?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, no, still not feeling the best. So
What's that? You
But,
shit yourself or?
no, I haven't done that for ages.
He had shit himself, mate.
Yeah, no, just a
Welcome back to the real world, mate.
game. To be honest, I thought the Brighton Liverpool game.
Welcome back.
Cheers, man.
No worries.
So what were you happy with, Joey, and what were you not happy with?
Yeah, not much to be happy with. Really, Jota scored. I'm happy with that. Other than that, I thought we played pretty poor. Quite obvious that we're losing players by the minute, so the squad looks obviously not as strong. Back line looks terrible. I found it weird that Klopp said before the game that they're going to be playing balls in behind, that Connolly fella's quick, and yet he set up with a fairly high line, and they were playing all balls in behind for Connolly. I mean, if you knew he was going to do it, why the fuck did you set up like that?
Who got injured, Joey, in your team?
Milner.
I was in Milner.
Yeah.
That's a hard blow because he's one of those players where like if like you have these injuries, you just go, look, play here for the next 20 minutes and then I'll throw someone else on or whatever. Even at his age, like he's still doing well. Like
he just fills in, doesn't he? He just can go into any spot really that we're short in. Right back at the moment seems to be a position he was playing. He didn't start in right back, having said that. He started in midfield. I don't like Milner in midfield anymore. He just doesn't seem to have the legs for it for me. Or
I'll tell you what's interesting, Joey. Sorry, mate. I'll tell you what's interesting is that it says a lot about Liverpool and the amount of injuries and the way you're playing and stuff, that this is the second time in just 2 weeks that we're fucking doing James Milner appreciation.
Yeah, mad.
What else have we got? What else positive could we say?
Well, I suppose the fact that we do have all these injuries and we're still joint top. I suppose you can say that's a positive.
That's definitely a positive, 100%.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if you
Like,
lose,
what's going on? Sorry, go on, Paul. Sorry.
even a draw at this stage of the season where like all these injuries are piling up, it's not bad going. Like it's not the best situation, but like when you have these injuries and you get a point, sometimes you just have to just hold on to that. Like,
yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the game, I wasn't too pissed off. I think just because they had scored right at the end of the game, I was like, for fuck's sake, we could just hold on. But I think in general, when I look back at it, we're probably even lucky to get a point. We had 2 shots on target the whole match. They had decent chance. They had 2 penalties.
That's unheard of for Liverpool as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So it was a poor game around for us. So if you say after watching that game, would you have taken a point? Yeah, I probably would have, because of the way how bad we played, and we were poor during the week as well. 2 shots on target in 180 minutes is poor.
Why didn't Henderson start, Joe?
I think it's just because he's come back from injury. Again, like Mane didn't start either, so I think he's just making sure he has some players on the bench to bring on.
Because he was a massive part of that team last year. I know, like he does all the doggy and shitty work, but his work rate and his drive and determination clearly kicks other players on.
He's got to be one of the best leaders in the Premier League, even if he's most even if he's not the most skillful or anything like that. The way he drives your team is just impressive. Like, and his defensive work got so on the look. Like, whenever we're on the attack and we're piling on the attack, it's only because Henderson, anytime you clear the ball, is there straight away to re-spark the attack again and get play going again. He's just such a good player like that. But he's always injured.
He's almost one of them players.
He'll play 3 or 4 games and then be out for 3 or 4 games. It's a shame. A bit like Keita. When Keita plays, he's a decent player, but
yeah, I really like.
Injured.
You can't not credit the bloke. I feel like you almost don't want to appreciate Henderson. It's almost that element of like, you think, nah, he's all right, but he always gives you 110%.
I think we need to give Greggy some credit. Greggy Perch.
Oh, yeah.
He was singing Henderson's praises from the fucking beginning, and we all thought he was a prick. We was like, Henderson's shit, because he was, and he was like, trust me.
Yeah.
And then he's led him to victory.
Nah,
just a character.
And then he did say the same thing about Xhaka. So maybe he's not.
Imagine 10 years ago, you were saying that Henderson's a Liverpool captain and a Liverpool title winner, and Steven Gerrard isn't.
Yeah.
That's just weird, isn't it, Joe?
That's crazy.
Henderson would have been that person.
Nah.
Joey, has Ronaldo signed a new contract yet?
No, I'm not too fussed if he doesn't. I know people really like Wijnaldum. I think he's easily replaced.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, but I think, like you say, I think your scouting network and stuff, I think you're pretty good at,
Yeah, look, I'd like if we could sell him and replace him that way, but
how much do you want for him, Joe?
What you got? I don't know.
Not a lot, I think.
30 million.
Can he talk to foreign clubs in January? Is it?
I think that's how the contract works. I don't know.
He'll go to Barcelona though, won't he?
I think that's the plan.
Yeah, something towards Barcelona, and I think he'll probably end up there because if
I wonder they're dropping down the fucking pecking order. If Wijnaldum's their big fucking signing to save the day.
Wijnaldum's a good player, man. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's a good player. But Barcelona,
he's like Højbjerg. He's underrated.
Every time he plays for Netherlands, he plays in a sort of attacking role, and he's always scoring. I think when he
probably look.
got
Let's
He's
be
got
honest,
a lot of goals, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
yeah, he does.
Well,
Always
in
the
Spain,
Netherlands.
he'd probably look, wouldn't he? In Spain, he'd look. I reckon he'd look shit up.
It looked like
Yeah.
fucking Neymar.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I
Do you
think
remember
in
when
Spain,
Paulinho left Tottenham and he went to Barcelona? He actually looked fairly good.
yeah.
He was dog, wasn't he?
He was terrible at Tottenham, but we went to Barcelona. He actually looked fairly good going forward.
that?
So
Yeah.
I think Wijnaldum will be like that for Barcelona.
But also he knows Coleman as well, so that might be a factor as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry?
But yeah, look, what we're going to say about the penalty as well, actually, towards the end. Who reckons that was a penalty?
I haven't seen it.
He
So I
touched
can't
him, didn't he? Just a slight, but it weren't a pen.
Yeah.
No, but
I don't think it was a penalty either. I
Not
mean,
in the
when your
real
manager,
world.
their
it's not in a pen in the real world. But
Who was
yeah.
it on again?
when their manager comes out afterwards and says it's a soft pen, it's rare a manager would say that. And then also, Welbeck himself said it's a soft pen. If you're saying that as yourself, you know it's not a pen, but I have to say it's soft.
Yeah,
It's
You know,
Robertson, wasn't it? Was it Robertson give it away?
yeah, Robbo, yeah.
I remember the incident now. Yeah, I'm not sure about
Yeah.
that. It was late, wasn't it? It was late. I don't think it was enough for a penalty, man. Outside the box, he probably wouldn't have given that, would he?
It's a strange one because you know if that happens to your team, you're going, fuck, no, that's a fucking penalty. That's all day a penalty. But I don't know. And then you look at it again. I mean, he takes about 5 seconds before he falls to the floor. No word of a lie. He stands for a second, just, oh shit, better go down.
That's
That means
what I
the
mean.
ref's going to have a look at it. That means it's going to go to VAR.
He
And
clearly
that gives
kicked his
the
foot.
something to do.
Didn't
Joe,
he?
what's-
He clearly kicked his foot. But like Kenny said, there's nowhere near enough intent or
Exactly.
strong. You know, that's just a tackle in the middle of the park from like you wouldn't get blown for that. So
So what's the difference?
And the thing is, he was
What's the
never
difference
getting
from that
anywhere.
challenge today to the Arsenal Wolves challenge where Traore got booked, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's a
The geezer
Right.
clipped him. The geezer clipped him. It's exactly the same as Liverpool one. I was saying pen.
did the geezer clip him, or did he leave his leg there to be clipped? Like, did he throw his leg out? To
Yeah.
him?
No, geezer come in and hit Traore, and the ref booked Traore for booking, for
Right.
diving.
So,
And
yeah.
then VAR looked at it, and yeah, he went in and hit the foot of Traore. So
Yeah, it weren't enough to go down, though, I don't
it's
think.
the same as Liverpool
It
one.
is,
That
it
wasn't
is.
enough to go down.
Smart, isn't it? He
Liverpool
knows
are
they're
like that.
about to lose the game. I've got a chance here to make something happen. I'm going to stick my leg in the way. Hopefully something will happen. Robbo takes the bait, essentially. Goes down. He wins his team a penalty. We all
Well,
say
the ball was there to be won. You can't blame him for that. Robbo going for it. It was Nico Williams, wasn't it? The first one. That was the was the worst one.
yeah, that was blatantly obvious. That's a penalty. I've got no qualms of anything. I think both goals are offside. That's fair. And I think that was the first penalty was a penalty. It just feels like right now with injuries, and I think so far we've had the most VAR moments that's gone against us in the league. Just feels like everything's kind of piling up against us, if you know what I mean. Like nothing's going for us at the moment, but we're still kind of hanging in there. So we've got that to hold on to, I think.
Well, at least you got food poisoning.
Yeah, I mean, what a weekend.
Do you know what I would
I'm
say?
laughing like we're not 14th.
I know, yeah.
At
Good
least
on
the games today haven't been run or ruled by VAR. I did, even though the
Yeah,
Chelsea game weren't that great, you know, Man United game not that inspiring, but at least there wasn't them stupid.
Yeah, that's
VAR
true,
where you're
actually.
like,
That's
"For
true.
fuck's sake."
Quieted down a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's nice to have like a weekend where Man United didn't have a penalty. Like,
Yeah, tell me.
I just think skanks. That's the first thing that rings my head is skanks. United skanks every time. If it's not VAR, it's a last minute fucking goal. It's a joke, mate. It really
How we a
is
skank
annoying.
because we got a last minute goal?
Yeah, skanky. 2-0
How is that
down, you get a last minute goal. Yeah, 2-all
How's
to
it
the goal.
skanky?
Because it is, it's 93rd minute. It's a skanky.
Yeah,
old
that's good
goal.
playing by
Goal.
us.
It's a skanky
Wait,
old United goal.
Dino, if you'd have got that goal in the last minute, the Kurt Zuma giveaway today, would that have been skanky?
I love
Yeah,
it. Well,
different.
still,
Would that have been
Well, they were
skanky
2-0
or would that have
down.
been class?
they were 2-0 down. If you're 2-0 down, you should be winning. You shouldn't be winning. It's a draw maximum you're going to get. You should
Yeah, but a lot of factors went their way, Dean. Southampton basically capitulated in the second half. and
How?
just
But they're 2-0 up, would he? They're 2-0 up. How?
No, but Hasselhoff has obviously said, we'll sit back, it's fine, we've done enough now.
Like Woody said, they only scored from set pieces. It weren't like they were attacking our goal all the time. Literally, it was 2 set pieces they scored from. So
Well, it must be nice as well for a change. Not to say, I mean, Fernandes obviously was a big part of it, but Cavani was the man today. I mean, at least he was the player to the rescue today.
yeah, he was class today. I thought he was class. Donny was good as well. Donny,
he proved why he needs to be starting.
Do you know what I think of Man United? It's exactly the same thing I see with Arsenal. Man United don't move the ball quick enough. And when you get players like Donny, right, Donny and Fred and stuff like that, they do one touch and they move it quick. But it's like the rest of the team are not on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
But when Donny comes in and plays 20 minutes, he looks sharp as fuck. You think, oh, wow. It's not because he's sharp as fuck. It's just because he's moving the ball quickly, which the rest of the team are not doing.
That's one thing about Wan-Bissaka. It really frustrates me. I know he's not very great on the as attacking. He'll literally bomb down the right-hand side, gets it, and then goes, I'll pass it back. And then comes back. And you're like, fuck's sake. Like, just cross
He's
it.
right today. He created that goal. He made that first, he made that tackle, stopped them breaking up the line, and then
Tackling-wise, he's awesome. And
he made
I was
that
going
first
to say, that, what's his name? The one for Southampton that played on their left. Mane's replacement. He looks like, don't he? He looks like Mane's, like just his new regen, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's exactly who said it. I'm sure someone said it on the group. 1 week he's really good, and he looks like. Wow,
apparently last week he got. Yeah, I think last week he got pulled off.
Yeah,
but today he looked lively. I think he needs. I don't know where they got him from, but I think he obviously he's got to improve a lot. But yeah, he looked lively today. To be fair,
I think they got him from Senegal.
Oh, is it Marley? Is it Marley International? Isn't he?
No, I think he's Senegalese, isn't he?
Sorry.
Right, Joey, before you go, mate, because I know you're gagging to go to the toilet or whatever. I can see you fidgeting there and holding your ass shut. Have you got any players that are due to be back, like in the next couple of weeks, that are going to help you out?
No, I don't think so, no.
It's all long term.
Well, I think Henderson came back the other day, and I think that's the only player that we have. Maybe Trent in the next couple of weeks, maybe Thiago. I'd be interested to see how he'll get on.
Do you think you've got enough there? Do you think you're going to be all right going forward, like with these long-term injuries, or?
I think from here till January we'll see, because if we're struggling still, I think the board might jump into the market and say, look, let's sign a big, decent defender that can actually challenge for first place, even when Van Dijk and Gomez come back. So,
who would you be looking at there?
We're gonna have to be looking at the upper Meccano, isn't it? And
no, that's cheating. You've got Van Dijk, you don't have both.
Do you know what I like?
Go for Eric Dyer.
Joey is the one from Villarreal, centre back. Torres. He looks class. I think Real Madrid and Barcelona want him. He looks class.
No, you take Sanchez, wouldn't you? That's who Liverpool were apparently after as well.
I mean, we was only on about Paul saying earlier about, or someone saying about John Stones. You was it? I'd take him. I'd take him at this stage, because I mean we're relying on kids and players that have barely ever played football.
You take Sanchez, Joe.
Sanchez, yeah. I mean, I take what we've got. If you said, look, we can loan him to you till, you can bring someone else in or whatever. But yeah, they do a better job than we have right now.
20 mil for the loan, obviously.
I mean, that Neco Williams isn't up to it at all. So the quicker Trent gets back, the better.
I know you say he's not up to it. Do you not think this might be a good baptism of fire for him?
Yes,
it's the best way to learn, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes it is, but I just doesn't look. One, he doesn't look quick enough. Two, he looks really slight. Looks like he'd be pushed off the ball with a fart. I don't know. I can't ever see him being a professional footballer for Liverpool anyway.
How old is he?
I think he's 19 or 20, one of them. So he's still young, but I mean, it's not young. Look at Mason Greenwood at United scoring goals for fun last year.
It's easier as an attacker though, Joey, as you know, mate. Being a young defender, it takes you don't get that man strength. He's still got boy strength, and you need to. If you're quick, you get away with it going forward. But defensively,
this is where I differ with that, because I don't think he is a defender. I think he's an attack winger playing in the right back.
Do you think maybe in his younger days he maybe played as a winger? And he's been reverted there because he's maybe
that's what I think. Yeah, because he looks better when he plays for Wales, because he plays a bit more of an attacking role. Just that it isn't working. He'll cost us points left, right, and centre if we keep playing. And he did. I think it was last time we played Brighton as well. Lamptey absolutely tore him to shreds. I don't know. I don't see it for him in the future. I hope not. I mean, he's a young man
in this January window.
Some players, you just have a feeling. I just can't see it. Sorry, mate.
You think it'll just be one defender you'll probably go for in January, or do you think might be a couple?
Yeah, it would only be the one, because what are you going to do with the ones that come back if you bring in too many?
Yeah.
I think you need to do a marquee kind of like Alaba or someone from Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Everyone's linked with Alaba, aren't they? Chelsea were linked with him the other day, weren't they?
I think Liverpool, I might be being funny with this, I think they might struggle to get one because I think the people that they're looking to sign are going to know that they're being a replacement in an injury. And they're going to be thinking, I don't really want to go there and in 4 or 5 games' time be sitting on the bench for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And I think they, even though you're a world-class team, I think people that want to play football will be looking at thinking, I don't know if I want to risk that.
It might have to be that we'll have to find a good youngster who's just about to become a good player.
I think it might be a better option for you as well, building on the squad as well.
Yeah, it's not easy to find, but I think it's generally the Liverpool way. Get someone around 23, 24 who's just about to become really good. Hopefully that'll work out for us. Otherwise, we're going to struggle.
You could go for
I'm really looking forward to the Wolves game after watching them today. They are going to be in behind us all game. That net, how quick was he?
Yeah.
What's his name? Podence looks a really good footballer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know what? I always used to buy that Podence. I always used to buy him on FIFA. I know it sounds stupid. I always used to buy him, and he used to get up to like 92 on his fucking stats. It used to be brilliant.
Yeah, he looks like a real quality find.
Don't you think, Kenny, if you had the Wolves manager, you'd be a lot better?
Oh, man.
This looks so organised and so, I don't know, the players he gets in are just perfect.
I'd like to see how organised they'd be if they had fucking Xhaka and Ceballos in midfield. Listen, Arteta's doing the best he can, man. Got to give him time. You have to give him time. Like, this is why I'm so laid back about it now, and I'm relaxed, and I can talk to you about it. Before, I'll be flying off the handle, but I accept this now. It is what it is.
You are at home, Kenny. You're playing Wolves.
Yeah, but we got a shit team, man.
You're still Arsenal.
Yeah, but it's been fucking damaged over the years. Arteta's trying to fix it. Like, we got.
Let's be honest. How long did it take Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool before he started getting it? It was like 5 years, wasn't it? 5 years.
They weren't finishing 14th, 15th, Kev.
Yeah, but they haven't yet. Let's be honest, they haven't finished 14, 15, have they?
No, I know, but they weren't even 14th, 15th once.
No, but they weren't doing great. It took them a couple of seasons to, and Liverpool were like misfiring. Well, I know Rodgers did all right, but Klopp took a while, and look at what Klopp's doing now.
Patience, man.
Yeah.
Patience.
Do you know what I mean? It's frustrating because it's easy to say you need patience, but it is frustrating being the fan.
Yeah.
But give Arteta time to get rid of get a decent midfield, not just Partey. Someone else to go there with him and get some more players in. Do you know what I mean?
Dean, here's a fucking good analogy for you, right? Yeah. Leighton Borough.
Yeah.
We played a whole season. I was centre back there for a whole year, and it was just relentless pressure. We were conceding shots all the time, fucking nightmare. With the same back four, all we done, we brought in a couple of players. We had, instead of whoever we had in central midfield, we had you, Woody, Sean Sinnott in there. Easy fucking game. We won the league. We won the league in the next season. Just from the central midfield is fucking key, man. It's key. And when they're giving it away as much as they do, the rest of it don't matter how good your players are. If they're not getting it from the midfield or at the back, if they keep slipping up and causing them problems, doesn't matter how good they are. The midfielders is going to cost you games, man.
Do you know what I do like about that Wolves manager, though, saying that? If you look at the players he's bought, I know a lot of them are Portuguese and that, and he's obviously got his fingers in pies with his own nationalities, but he is very shrewd about the people he's bought, and his team chemistry, doesn't matter who he's brought in or who he's sold, his team chemistry seems to remain the same.
Yeah.
They play for him, they play really good, quick football, and they all work hard for each other, and they've got quality in the team. And I just think
lost without Jota, do they?
Mate, if he got to a decent team where he had a bit of more money to spend, you think about his recruiting, who he's bought in from Wolves and who they've sold.
100%.
Look at the players they've got there now. Some of the real class players that maybe thought they were has-beens, like João Martinho. That he was
linked with you, Woody, weren't he? Before Lampard, he was linked with when Lampard was linked.
I can see why. I think if he went to a big club, he would transform the club. He would get.
Do you think Dean's right? Do you think if we had him as Arsenal manager and he came in 10 months ago? I think that's how long Arteta's been there now.
I think you'd see a much bigger difference. Honestly, I honestly think you'd see a much bigger difference than what you're seeing now.
Because Woody, even that striker that come on today, like I've never seen him before in my life, but he was doing exactly what Jimenez does, and he was playing a way that Wolves play. He just knew how to play, and it just worked perfect.
I think the only advantage he's got is that it's Wolves. So all due respect to Wolves, they're not challenging for Champions League spots every season and stuff like that. So the pressure on him when he loses games is not the same as when you're on an Arsenal or a Chelsea, Tottenham, but whatever. You know, it's not the same thing. If you lose 1 or 2 games in a row as one of them big clubs, people are talking about you getting a boot. If he loses 3 or 4 games in a row as a Wolves manager, they're still fine with him. They're all right with him. There's no pressure. He can still go about his business. He's happy in his job. I mean, that would obviously change.
Yeah.
I don't think Arteta's necessarily the wrong person. Well, I think that he would be a better, quicker fix than some problems you got now. If he come in 10 months ago, I think you would be challenging. You would be looking like a decent team already. Because I think he would have got the players in he wanted, and he would have got rid of the shit straight away and gone, you ain't good enough. You ain't good enough. You ain't good enough. Yeah. And the shrewd boys he's had for Wolves, fucking hell. If he put some of them into the Arsenal. What's that, Joe?
He seems to favour young players up top as well. Let's say other than Martinez, he likes moulding his players into his style. So I think he's got a clear vision of what he wants.
And the thing is, Kenny, you got the same players you had last year. At the end of last year, he was doing pretty well, wasn't he? With the same team.
Well, winning an FA Cup isn't bad, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
It is strange, though, isn't it? Like, they weren't starting to play all right, and you think, he's doing all right. You see what Arteta's trying to do.
You brought in Partey,
We're taking the foot off, and it's fucking...
Yeah, it is strange, isn't it? It's like, you looked at him and thought, they'd be all right. Like, he's got some signings he wants, and now it's like, what the fuck's happened?
The honeymoon period is over. Because like when a new manager comes in, there's a big burst of energy. Like it's just like new way of playing. Like you see it with United when Ollie came in. You know, like everyone started playing well again. But I think it's a lot of like everyone in the club knows he's a new manager. I don't think he's gotten that kind of locker room respect as a manager as, like, let's say if Pep walked into the locker room and goes, look, I'm your manager now, you know, he commands the respect. Same with Mourinho, same with like, let's say if like the likes of Arsene Wenger walked into a room and just be like, look, I'm your manager now, you just be like, yeah, we'll listen to you.
Yeah. There could be an element of that, but you've got to respect the geezer's done quite well in his career, and you know he's done quite well at Man City and that. So I can't see why they wouldn't respect him. But at the same time, there could be an element of people thinking he's new to this shit. Do you know what I mean? And then people question you because you're doing tactics and you're saying things like, "This is what I want to do." People tend to question that when they don't necessarily trust what you're doing.
Yeah.
So who knows? There might be a little element of that, but the honeymoon period is definitely over, like you say, 100%.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Ken? Top 6 still, or?
That wasn't a joke. I think that was a serious question.
Yeah, it was a fucking serious question. Look at his face, man. Fuck you, Dean. Yeah, top 6, 100%. We'll turn this around.
If they finish above you, Dean, I'm going to crease up.
Honestly, that'd be the
that's one thing I will say. We will finish above Arsenal. I don't care. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Screenshot the league, Kenny. Now you're 14th. They're top. Screenshot that shit. It comes end of season.
I'll send it over to you just in case. I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be safe, but I'll do it anyway. Just.
But it is, if that happens, you won't see me, mate. I'll be killing myself.
You know what? Wait, you know what Mourinho's like? He can fuck a team like that, mate. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It all starts next week now. It all starts next week. Once Arsenal beat you, all downhill from that.
Yes, Joey.
Enjoy.
Dino, have you got any women medics? If one of them fuckers goes in that pitch before he says, mate, that club is going downhill quick.
What do you reckon next week then, Ken? Do you reckon, honestly, we will smash her? Or?
Kenny, don't be like that. Come on.
Yeah, no, I'm not fucking.
It will be different. It's a North London derby, isn't it? You will be up for it, surely.
I think Spurs
depends what we do in midfield. It depends who's available. It depends.
Is Partey back or?
He'll be back, yeah. But whether he'll be fit enough to play, I don't know. He's been out for a couple of weeks, hasn't he? So putting him in a London derby might be a bit too much. I don't know what we're going to do.
It could be the perfect game for him. It could be that he breaks up everything.
Him and El Neni come in and do what they did against United. Then we stand half a chance. But I don't know. We'll have to see. This is the thing as well. Like them two, we were jumping on it when them two were in midfield. It was like, fucking hell, we've actually solved that problem, and it helped everyone else. We looked all right going forward, creating chances. Not many actually, Kev. I think it was a penalty, wasn't it? We beat you with.
That was it, a penalty. It's only
Goal of
been
the month.
but you played much.
It's goal of the fucking month.
But you played much better, to be fair, though, didn't you? Like we were shocking.
Yeah, but I thought we outplayed you, man. I thought we outplayed.
Yeah, 100%. It was just the final bit. What?
Chelsea got Leeds next.
Yeah, it's a tough one as well, isn't it?
That'd be interesting, mate. That will. We got your Boxing Day, Kenny, as well.
I'll tell you what, Leeds actually, quickly. Look, when I watched the game with Everton yesterday, I thought that actually made our fucking result last weekend look all right. Leeds looked superb, didn't they?
Yeah.
Beyond for that prediction, man. Top six. Yeah, maybe.
I think they might just do it.
Look at Woody all smug in his dressing gown and that. He's fucking tough.
Who loses out if Leeds go in? So if we used to say
we're so confident, Woody, you know deep down inside you're winning the league, don't you? You know you do.
Hey, don't be silly. On that performance today, we should have smashed you fucking foreskin cunts. But no, we didn't.
You can tell there's an aura about you. You look confident, you know.
Oh, the London
Yeah,
derby.
no, you don't pop a dressing gown on
Sunday.
Yeah, exactly that, Kenny.
all it
Look
needs
at him,
fucking
laid back to that in his lounge like that.
Nice.
Just washing your hands of these fucking cunts.
Yeah.
All right then, boys. On that note, should we call it a night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
Go on, I
Get
need
well,
to-
Joey. Get well, mate.
Yeah, get well soon.
Down, boys. Have a good one.
All right.
Stop the Arsenal next week. Come on.